Step 1. Start by taking the beam and placing nuts in the right slots. Use the back of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. Then take 2-hole simple brackets and place them in the right slots. Use M3-on-6 bolts to fix them to the beam. Once we've done that, take 2-hole 90 bracket and place it in the right slot. Once again, use M3-on-6 bolts to fix it to the beam. Notice the correct adjustable brackets fixing position, which is shown in the bottom left side of the screen. Congratulations, you completed step 1. Step 2. Start by taking the beam and placing nuts in the right slots. Use the back of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. Then take 2-hole simple brackets and place them in the right slots. Use M3-on-6 bolts to fix them to the beam. Once we've done that, take two hole 90 bracket and place it in the right slot. Once again, use M3 on 6 bolt to fix it to the beam. Notice the correct adjustable brackets fixing position, which is shown in the bottom left side of the screen. Congratulations, you've completed step 2. Step 3. Start by taking beams and adding nuts to the right slot. Use the back of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. Take two hole 90 bracket and put it into beam slots. Notice the bracket's positioning. The bracket should be all the way in the top beam. Fix the brackets with M3 on 6 bolts. Once we have done that, take L-twisted mirror bracket and place it into the right slot. Notice the correct fixing position, which is shown at the bottom left side of the screen. Fix it with M3 on 6 bolt. Congratulations, you completed step 3. Step 4. Start by taking the beam and adding nuts into the right slots. Do the same with another beam. Use the back of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. Now take two hole 90 brackets and place it in the right slots. Notice the positioning. The bracket should go all the way into the top beam. fix everything with M3 on 6 bolts. Once we have done that, take L-twisted bracket and place it into the right slot. Notice the correct L-twisted bracket's fixing position, which is shown in the bottom left side of the screen. Fix the bracket with M3 on 6 bolt. Congratulations, you completed step 4. Step 5. Start by preparing 2-hole simple assemblies. Take the bracket, place the standoff in, and tighten the square nut. Do the same thing with the other bracket. Now take the beam and place brackets in the right slots. When it's done, take 2-hole 90 brackets, place in the right positions and fix them with M3 on 8 bolts. Notice the nut placement because it's not the standard totem connection. Also notice the correct adjustable brackets fixing position that's shown on the bottom corner of the screen. Now, let's take the last 2-hole simple bracket and place it in the right spot. Fix it with M3 on 6 bolt. Use the mini wrench to fully tighten the square nuts. Congratulations, you completed step 5. Step 6. Start by taking the beam and placing the nuts in the right slots. Use the backside of your screwdriver to push nuts all the way into the beam. Now take two hole 90 brackets and fix it with the M3 on 6 bolt. Notice the correct fixing position that is shown in the bottom side of the screen. Congratulations, you completed step 6. Step 7. In this step you will need to make two assemblies of the same type. Start with taking beams and placing nuts in the right slots. Use the backside of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. Congratulations, you completed step 7. Step 8. Start by taking the beam and placing nuts in the right slots. Use the backside of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. When it's done, take the L-twisted and L-twisted mirror brackets and fix them on the different sides of the beam. Take another pair of brackets and place them into the right slots. Notice the correct fixing position. Brackets should be pushed all the way into the beam. Fix the brackets with M3 on 6 bolts. Congratulations, you completed step 8. Step 9. Start by taking beam and placing nuts in the right slots. Use the backside of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. When it's done, take 2 hole simple brackets and push them into the right slots. Fix them with M3 on 6 bolts. Now take L-twisted brackets and fix it into the right position. Notice the picture in the bottom side of the screen. The bracket should be pushed all the way in as shown. Congratulations, you completed step 9. Step 10. Start by taking the beam and placing nuts in the right slots. Use the back side of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. When it's done, take 2 whole simple brackets and place them into the right slots. Fix them with M3 on 6 bolts. Now take L-twisted mirror brackets and place it in the correct position. Notice the picture on the bottom side of the screen. Fix the L-twisted brackets according to the picture. The bracket should be pushed all the way in as shown. Congratulations, you completed step 10. Step 11. Take both flipper parts and add them together. Now take M3 on 16 bolt and tighten it with a lock nut. Do the same with the other side. Use the mini wrench to tighten the lock nuts. Do not tighten the lock nuts too much. You should tighten just enough to get a smooth hinge rotation movement. Congratulations, you completed step 11. Step 12. Take the beams and place nuts in the right slots. Use the back side of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. Now add them together and fix it with the M3 on 12 bolt. Do not over tighten the bolt because it might break the beam. Congratulations, you completed step 12. Step 13. Start by taking the beams and placing nuts in the right slots. Use the backside of the screwdriver to push nuts into the beam. Now take L-twisted brackets and place it in the right spot. Notice the position of L-twisted bracket. It should be pushed all the way into the beam. Now take 3-hole bracket. Push it into the right slot and fix it to another beam. Take the M3 on 8 bolt and tighten the L-twisted bracket with it. Notice the nut placement because it's not the standard Totem connection. Now take M3 on 6 bolt and tighten the 3-hole bracket with it. Congratulations, you completed step 13. Step 14. Prepare step 9 and step 10 assemblies. Notice the correct positionings and add 30 by 100 board. Use the M3 by 6 bolts to fix them into the right positions. Tighten them with the square nuts. Do the same with another assembly. Use the mini wrench to tighten the square nuts completely. Congratulations, you completed step 14. Step 15. Prepare step 11 and step 14 assemblies. Add them together and fix them with M3 on 8 bolts. Congratulations, you completed step 15. Step 16. Start by taking step 1 assembly and adding mini DC bracket to it. Fix it with M3 on 6 bolts with square nuts underneath. Use the mini wrench to tighten square nuts completely. Then take mini DC motor and using 1.6 on 3 bolts, fix them together. Notice the correct positioning of the motor. For small bolts, use a mini screwdriver. Congratulations, you completed step 16. Step 17. Start by taking step 2 assembly and add mini DC motor bracket to it. Fix it with M3 on 6 bolts with square nuts underneath. Use mini wrench to tighten the square nuts completely. Now take mini DC motor and add it to the motor bracket. Use 1.6 on 3 bolts to fix the motor. For this task, use mini screwdriver. Congratulations, you completed step 17. Step 18. Prepare step 5, step 6, step 16 and step 17 assemblies. Step 18. Prepare step 5, step 6, step 16 and step 17
Add them together
assemblies as shown in the instructions. Add them together as shown in the instructions. Fix the position with M3 on 6 bolts. Fix them with M3 on 6 bolts. The beam's edges should align nicely. If that is not the case, readjust
beam edges
should align nicely. So if that is not the case, readjust previously mounted brackets positions. Ai, čia per anksti šitą pasakiau jaučiu. Congratulations, you completed step 18. Step 19. Prepare step 13 and step 18 assemblies. Dar iš naujo, okay? Add them together as shown. Fix the assemblies with M3 on 6 bolts. The beam's edges should align nicely, so readjust previously mounted bracket positions if needed. Congratulations, you completed step 19. Step 20. Start by taking step 19 assembly and add servo motor to it. Use the M3-on-6 bolts to fix servo motor to the brackets. Use hex key for hard to reach places. Make sure the motor is pressed all the way down. Tighten the screws while pressing down the motor to the assembly. Also, make sure if the motor is completely parallel to the side beams. If that is not the case, adjust 2-hole 90 bracket position. Congratulations, you completed step 20. Step 21. Start by preparing step 3 and step 20 assemblies. Add them together and fix them with M3-on-8 bolts. Notice the nut placement because it's not a standard totem joint. Make sure the beam's edges align nicely. If that is not the case, adjust the previously mounted L-twisted mirror brackets position. Congratulations, you completed step 21. Step 22. Prepare step 4 and step 21 assemblies. Add them together and fix them with M3-on-8 bolts. Notice the nut placement because it's not the standard totem joint. Make sure the beam's edges align nicely. If that is not the case, adjust previously mounted L-twisted brackets position. Congratulations, you completed step 22. Step 23. Prepare step 7 and step 22 assemblies. Add them together and fix them with M3-on-6 bolts. Congratulations, you completed step 23. Step 24. Start by preparing step 7 and step 23 assemblies. Add them together and fix them with M3-on-6 bolts. Congratulations, you completed step 24. Step 25. Prepare step 8 and step 24 assemblies. Add them together and fix them with M3 on 6 bolts. The beam's edges should align nicely, so fix the assemblies as shown in the picture. Congratulations, you completed step 25. Step 26. Start by preparing step 25 assembly. Take the servo arm and put it on the servo motor. Turn the arm counterclockwise until it reaches dead zone, and it can only be turned to a different direction. Once you find this position, take it off and place it as shown. The servo arm should be as close as possible to top beam. Once you've done that, fix it with a servo bolt. For this task, use mini screwdriver. Congratulations, you completed step 26. Step 27. Start by preparing step 12 and step 26 assemblies. Add them together as shown. Use M3 on 6 bolt to fix the assemblies together from the top side, and from the bottom side use M3 on 12 bolt. The beam's edges should align nicely. If that is not the case, readjust previously mounted bracket's position. Congratulations, you completed step 27. Step 11. Take both flipper parts and add them together. Now take M3 on 16 bolt and tighten it with a lock nut. Do the same with the other side. Use the mini wrench to tighten the lock nuts. Do not tighten the lock nuts too much. It should be just enough to get a smooth hinge rotation movement. Do not tighten the lock nuts too much. You should tighten just enough to get a smooth hinge rotation movement. Jo, tas geriau įsitarė. Congratulations, you completed step 11. Step 29. Prepare the step 28 assembly. fix the L-twisted mirror bracket to it. Find the correct position. And tighten the bolt to M3 square nut. Notice the correct adjustable brackets fixing position in the bottom left corner. Use the mini wrench to fully tighten the square nut. Congratulations, you completed step 29. Step 30. Prepare previously made assembly. And add strip bracket to it. For top side, use M3 on 8 bolt. From the bottom that goes into servo arm, use M3 on 10. Use the mini wrench to tighten the lock nuts. Tighten them just enough to get a smooth hinge rotation movement. Congratulations, you completed step 30. Step 17. Start by taking step 2 assembly and add mini DC motor bracket to it. Fix it with M3 on 6 bolts with square nuts underneath. Use mini wrench to tighten the square nuts completely. Step 32. Start by placing nuts in the right beam slots on the step 31 assembly. Use the back side of your screwdriver to push nuts all the way in. Now take the beam and place nuts in the right slots as well. Take 2 hole 45 brackets and put them in the step 31 assembly. Notice the correct adjustable brackets fixing position that is shown in the picture on the bottom left corner. Using M3 on 6 bolts, fix the brackets. Now place the beam and fix it with the bolts as well. Congratulations, you completed step 32. Step 33. Start by taking previously made assembly and put nuts in the right slots. Use the back side of your screwdriver to push nuts all the way into the beam. Press steel balls into the ball holders. Use M3-on-6 bolts to fix ball holders to the assembly. Congratulations, you completed step 33. Step 34. Start by taking previously made assembly and placing spacers on the motor shaft. After that, take wheel and put it on the shaft as well. Notice the right wheel placement position. Do the same for the other side. Congratulations, you completed step 34. In this step we will be connecting wires to the control board. Take the servo wire, go around the back side of the model and plug it into the channel A. The brown wire should be towards our servo motor. Next, connect motor cables to our motors. It is easier to do so if we take off the wheels. Connect the cables to the board in channels A and B. The battery input is on the side of the board. In this step we will be adjusting our model. Make sure the flipper is equally in between the front bumpers. If that is not the case, you can fix it by adjusting L-twisted and/or L-twisted mirror brackets positions on both flipper corners. Push the bracket in or out according to situation. Also, make sure flipper can be closed all the way down. It should be touching bottom beam. In this step we will work with the wiring. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but here is the way that we think it's the most convenient in our opinion. For this task we will be using zip ties. With them we can attach wires to the frame beams. Now the fun part, test your Mini Trooper. Plug in the battery, download the Totem application from App Store or Google Play, follow step-by-step instructions and connect to the board. Once you've done that, go to Mini Trooper section and start playing.